Welcome back everyone. Today we're visiting Shepreth Wildlife Park as part of our visit to every zoo in the country. These are all illegal items that have been seized by customs. Shepreth are working as part of the Scottish Wildcat programme. Usually Scottish Wildcats are really hard to see in zoos, but just sat there. There's actually two of them. I completely missed the lower one at first. So their project was saving wildcats who are in the Scotland's Highland Wildlife Park. I've been there as a child, and we're going again as part of this series, but the cats here will in the end get released back into the wild. That enclosure there, that enclosure there, and this enclosure here are all connected. These upper walkways there for the gannets. They're currently working on extending their lemur enclosure from that over there to also include all of this space over here. So the enclosure behind me is meant to contain maned wolves. I can certainly smell them. I've come to Shepreth a lot, especially when I was at university, and I have never once seen them here. They're always hidden away. Their tiger enclosure now has a huge amount of undergrowth for the tigers to hide in, so it makes them harder to see, but it's much more natural and good for the animal. And the tiger is over at the front over there at the moment. I'd like to know where they got Freddy from, because it says rescued from a smaller home. So I wonder if he's been kept as a pet or if it's just a smaller zoo. This is a breakdown by percentage of where the money that's raised here goes to help around the world. So obviously it's a bat walkthrough, which is pretty incredible and one of the reasons I love this zoo. But the bats do have a space back there where they can go and not be out with the public, where they can be by themselves in a little room. And that was quite cool. So was that. We just had an interesting moment with a group that opened that for too long and the bats got out, and I had to help get the bats back in here. Just 2 of them nearly escaped. Yeah, that was eventful. I think now the bats are rezzing out there, so I keep flying at it. There. That's what I mean. There's quite a few of them. They've learned. They're intelligent. Oh, little bats. So I know next to nothing about naked mole rats, and apparently they're one of the only eusocial mammals outside of humans, but they actually have proper jobs and things. So like obviously ants, termites can do it as well, but volcano sweepers, diggers, they actually have roles in their group, and then a queen. Did not know this. And they can live to 32 years. I think the only other place in naked mole rats is Shepreth Wildlife Park in Reading. And they were really hard to see there. Here goes one. I've seen more here than I saw there though. Here comes another one. There they go. Look at that. So obviously they live only underground, so they're very difficult to house in zoos and have them be seen. So they're using plastic tubes to represent as they live, so we can see them. So slow loris are quite difficult to see at zoos. I've actually never seen one this much. The one thing I will say though is the door to the outside enters next to this enclosure, and it makes it very light in here when people go through the door, and it does seem to disturb them and scare them off. So we've seen one retreat back into the internal environment when it's happened, and one stop hunting a grasshopper that's in there. I wonder if they're going to breed them. They're separated, but I think there's calling and the one next to us appears to be making a nest. So I wonder if they're going to breed you guys. They're doing enrichment with the caracara. That's why there's newspaper over the enclosure. Due to deforestation, it's estimated that 137 species of plants, animals and insects are wiped out every day. That iguana has gone to Colchester to live with a male, and its enclosure is becoming an extension to the armadillo enclosure. The armadillos, which are very active, have an armadillo wheel. Also, you might get baby armadillos. I've never seen Finding Neverland, but apparently that's the actual crocodile that was used in the film. No idea why it's ended up here. Right, that brings us to the end of our trip to Shepreth. A few things to say. I absolutely love the bat enclosure here, the walkthrough. It's probably my highlight every time I come. Also, on the zoo itself, we attended one talk, the lemur talk, really informative, hit the 4 points they need to hit to justify what they're doing. First is talking about the species itself, so the lemurs was what we saw, it's about the species. Then what is endangering the lemurs and how they're all critically endangered in the wild. Then what you can do at home to help prevent their destruction, so palm oil products, things like that, we'll talk about that. And then what the zoo itself does, which is the main point, which is my third big thing about the zoo, is the amount of money they put into just conservation work around the world. There's so much information about it, and the amount of money is incredible for a zoo so small, including their own hedgehog hospital to help out native species. But yeah, it's a little zoo, but absolutely brilliant zoo for its size. They've done a lot of effort in there, and as you can see from the lemur enclosure being expanded, they're doing more for the future as well, which I'd love to see. Yeah, thanks for joining me guys. Hope to see you next time. Bye.